nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff.
Alright boys, just got back from a very interesting little road trip with the new truck to pick up something really awesome. Finally, for the Eclipse, this is now my second new motor, third motor for the Eclipse, the second one being from a 2003 Neon and having a crankshaft compatibility, a compatibility issue with the crankshaft, so it was unable to work basically, and I made a whole video on that. You can check that out if you want. But right here we have another motor, and it's very, very good, and I'll explain why when we finally get it unloaded. But first things first, let's go ahead and get it out of the back of the truck and in the shop and on the ground so we can start cleaning things up and getting it ready to go in the car. Ignore the fact that it's like, looks like it's about to tip over, but this is the new engine for the Eclipse. This is out of a 2000 Dodge Neon, and it allegedly has 36,000 original miles on it. So this is going to be like the best bottom end I could potentially get for this car, and it actually kind of worked out because the other engine that I was planning to put in the car had 122,000 miles on it. Definitely not barely this clean looking, but if you guys didn't catch the last episode, I ended up having a crankshaft compatibility issue because this is a 2003 motor. It's a little bit too new, even though the bottom end's pretty much the same otherwise. The crankshaft is different, but now we have an engine that should be completely compatible. If you guys look here, there's absolutely no crankshaft sensor over here. The only crankshaft sensor is in the back, and everything else is the same on this, so we should be good to go. Then we'll go ahead and start tearing some things off it, pull the head off real quick, and then swap the heads and throw it in the car. We got the head thrown on and the timing all set, threw the valve cover on, like thrown together once again. This is like the third time we've done this, so I didn't really film too much. I just want to get it done. But we're about ready to turn things over and make sure everything's good. Fingers crossed, but this motor should work and should fire up and at least run.
Yo!
Sounded good.
Let's go. Straight freaking pipe.
All right, so it runs. which is huge. We're finishing putting some of the stuff together now. Went ahead and got the valve cover secured on, and I got a bunch more things plugged in. Got the intake on, got more vacuum lines in there and secured, and just kind of getting it so it can at least be run more and possibly even driven today. The axles are stabbed into the transmission. They still have to get into the hubs. This side is a little bit of a challenge because it has to go through the center of the strut and kind of gets in the way, so you got to kind of pull some suspension apart. Might need to replace some bushings and do some suspension work soon anyway, but we're gonna try to get that to work. We need like the bracket for the power steering that I cannot find. I misplaced it. That was a while ago and we took that off, but everything else is on, motor mounts on, everything's tight and good to go. We're looking good now. I'm so excited to hear it run again.
This is what he's been doing all day.
This is gonna be our first drive. Open header, no hood, some things missing that are important, including the alternator belt, because the bracket that I used, it was on the engine before and it's the wrong bracket. Gotta swap some stuff over with that. But nonetheless, we're still gonna take it for a spin. So fingers crossed. All right.
Let's go. Looks like just the header.
Oh, have mercy, header smoke.
Yeah, header smoke.
Shut up.
No, it's a Prius.
Bobbing down, bro.
Just the battery life, but that's because the alternator's not plugged in.
Climate's a little
How
off.
does it feel?
Feels good. Feels amazing.
How's the
Sounds
steering?
terrible.
Is it loose?
A little bit. I felt worse.
Yeah, it sounds like poop, but that's
Yeah, literally does.
open header.
Why you squeak? Feels good.
How short is it?
It's very, very short.
Too short?
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, it's not bad. I can drive it.
Dude, it's just like the Miata.
Yeah.
When it was straight friggin' header. Real slow. Take the grass if I were you.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. It's idling really high, but I think we might still have a back lever too. Oh,
Slow down.
No. Hello.
Unfortunately. Oh, gross. Go into the car.
Okay, so car's back on the ground again. Went ahead and fixed the alternator, and it's kind of a temporary fix, but we'll talk about that later. Just know that it's on there and it should work. Hopefully the belt doesn't slip. I got this all tightened back down, the other belt. All the belts are good, including the timing belt. That's important. We're also working on another quick fix for the exhaust. The oil pan on this motor was different, and I didn't want to swap the old oil pan on because it had that really suspicious little drain plug thing on the side. And rather than try to mess with that and fix it before, I just kept the oil pan on, and I figured the exhaust needed to work anyway, so we could just, you know, fix it all together eventually. We're hopefully gonna be taking it for a spin here in a second, as long as this goes well. Eli's putting metal zip ties on there. How's that going for you, buddy?
And you're too muscular and big to fit in these small.
Okay, all right. Anyway, so
Hey, Mama. Is it possible that you have the main Patron empty? Thomas, I think I know where the gasket material is coming from.
all right, I'm really hoping this alternator belt does not squeak. Let's see what we're working with. That's slightly better.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. So good. You hear that, guys? Eli likes my Eclipse.
So low.
Yes.
I only like it because it's
What? Tell me.
not a... It's not a pizza freezer.
Oh, he's just joking, guys. Don't worry.
No, I'm not. I hated pizza freezers before I met you, and now I hate them even more.
Now it's recording. Dude, that car is so cool.
I'll get you some background.
Yes, we've got to make sure our shadows are out of the way. I'm sorry, I like dancing with this camera on because I know that it's going to look really funny afterwards.
This kind of looks okay.
Oh, that's fire. If we can get like one from this angle and one of the booty, I'm happy. Oh, that is a booty. Why did God make me like this? I don't know. Oh, that's fire. I wasn't recording on the way here, but now I'm recording. That was 55. Sound like Honda.
When you wave your hand back and forth.
Yeah.
I thought it was coming off.
Me too. I was like, oh no, the horse and buggy. No, they're gonna be like, whoa. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Eclipse finally runs and drives as you have seen in the past clips. Still needs a lot of work, a lot of TLC, and I have like an infinite amount of plans for this car that you guys are going to be seeing over the future here on the channel. This is just the beginning with this car. We have a lot of small stuff to continue to iron out now that the car is running and driving, and get it like running and driving good. And as you saw, the exhaust is like one of the main things right now that is driving me crazy. I don't like the way that it sounds in particularly, although it can sound good. It's way too loud and way too illegal, and I just don't want it to be as straight piped as it is, but also the fact that the exhaust catches everywhere, and just it needs some work, especially because this car is so freaking low, as you guys can see. So we're going to be fixing that in a future episode along with a bunch of other small gremlins and getting the car cleaned up, fully detailed, and from there the build will progress. This is basically like V1 of getting the car together, running and driving, which was the main thing I want to start out with, and then in the future, once we finish stuff with the PTGT, which is going to be getting some major TLC now, we could move on and do other big stuff with this car. I mean, even though we just got this car running with the current setup, I want to boost it in the future. I'll probably end up doing like a 420AT build. So basically, I'll probably take the 420A block that I have, I'll get a new crankshaft for it because the old one was way too worn from the thrown bearing to try to reuse it this time around. I'll probably get a new crank, build everything, get new rods, gap the rings for boost and everything. I already got new pistons in that motor actually. I bought new pistons for it and then found out the crankshaft was out of spec. It wasn't worn evenly. The clearances were going to be way too off for it to even work. So that is why partly I started looking for a junkyard motor, because it would have been like similar in price to get a crank or just get a cheap motor, and especially because I didn't want to boost it immediately, I figured it would be a good opportunity to build a motor for boost. There are so many plans for this car, and that's not even to mention like wheels, bodywork, suspension work that I want to do. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. This was a super special video to me. I was so excited with how the shots turned out that we filmed at the beginning of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, hit the thumbs up button if you did, and if you're excited to see what's coming with the Eclipse, hit the subscribe button down below as well to keep up to date on this car, the PTGT, and all of the projects we have on the channel. I have 2 different new cars that actually we just bought in 2 different videos coming next up in the next week or 2. So big stuff on the way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.